Boy there, Anti the Captain here. Welcome to another edition of Captain's Arcade. Hope everyone's having a great Saturday. As promised, we're going to be doing part 2 of WWF WrestleCade. As promised, we're going to be doing WWF WrestleFest. We're doing the Tag Team Edition. I showed you a little upgrade from WWF Superstars, which was the Royal Rumble. This time around, we're going to be playing WWF WrestleFest, and we're going to be doing the tag team match play. Holla, holla, holla. In this case, it's called Saturday Night's Main Event. But you got to go through a series of tag team matches. And the Legion of Doom is the final bosses. 10 selectable superstars. The only downside of this is that you got to pick Demolition together. You can't pick them separately. Demolition being Smash and Crush. So without further ado, let's get into this. Now I'm going to pick some of my go-to superstars, Hulk Hogan and the Big Boss Man. Too bad Hacksaw Jim Duggan wasn't even a part of this, despite him being active in the WWF at the time. Get a ring announcer. Neat little additive there. Got it. A ring announcer. Much like Superstars, WrestleFest requires me to use a lot of quarters. Probably gonna have to use like $20 worth of quarters, and at least in my case. Let's get back in. You can even do double team moves like this one. That's another additive right there. Leg drop, but DiBiase's not the legal superstar.
For the next match.
Basically, I like anybody that does a running finishing move, not necessarily a finishing move, but basically a running move with the opponent down on the ground, particularly diagonally. But like I said, there's a lot of reasons for Hogan, Perfect, and Boss Man to stand out as opposed to any other superstar on this game. War is another one of my favorite superstars in this game. Oh. See that power up flashing of a Boss Man? Basically, when your partner is on power up, their moves are basically unreversible, irreversible. Your opponent can't reverse them. What comes after the big boot? The leg drop. But I'm too close to the partner. To his partner. Oh. Oh, thank you, boss man. You saved me. Oh. Oh. Thought it was me. Come on, I need to tag out. It's not letting me tag out. Oh, okay. It's time to finish this off. Nope, nope. Still fresh. But I got a unique name. If Hacksaw Jim Duggan, if Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Hulk Hogan, and Big Boss Man were to form like a trio, I'd pretty much call them Truth, Justice, in the American Way. Basically a play off of Superman's slogan, Defender of Truth, Justice, in the American Way, because that's what those three superstars were all about. And of course, Sergeant, it would be also add Sergeant Slaughter on it, but into this mix. But at the time, he was an Iraqi sympathizer. What was it? That in that anti-American gimmick with General Adnan and Colonel Mustafa. I had to spend an awful lot of money on this if I want to be anywhere successful in this game, especially when you fight against the Legion of Doom. Oh, there's a power up. Power up, power up. I gotta tag out. There we go. Now his moves will be irreversible, even if they try their hardest. Hard to believe that Sergeant Slaughter lives in my... like, literally 15 minutes from where I live right now. He lives in Burlington, North Carolina. What comes after that? The leg drop. Ooh. Almost. So satisfying when you do the leg drop on your opponent, but unfortunately he reversed it. See if I can do the leg drop on Quake. Now, go for the next match. Demolition. Axe apparently left the company around the time that this game was made. Basically, when you power up, it's basically a hot tag. But as I said last night, this is one of the, and as I've been saying time and time again, this game and WWF Superstars were my go-to arcade games, and I would save up my lunch money, save up my milk money, but yeah, my lunch money to go for a chance to go to the Royal Rink and play at least one of these games, if not both of them, because I wanted to see the game until the end. I wanted to get as far in the game as possible, and like I said, probably see the end of the game. Boss Man Slam. But I think he's too fresh. Oh. Too good roll though. Your health refills low, but it makes sense if they fill off all the way. Is it me, or does animal sound like Jim Henson? And what a coincidence, because the Muppet Animal was created by Jim Henson. But in all seriousness, but is it me, or does he sound like Jim Henson whenever he plays like a character with a gruffy sounding voice? It's hard for me to take these voices seriously. Same goes with the "No one could beat Mega Bucks. I'll put you to sleep with my $1 million dream." Oh. Oh. Every time he comes in, I go out. Oh no was right. Even though I don't watch pro wrestling nowadays, particularly WWE, excuse me. Even though I don't watch WWE nowadays, this will be a million times better. This will be, well, now they don't call this the golden era for nothing, because Hulk Hogan and Hulkamania basically put not only the company on the map, they also put wrestling on the map. And I'll watch this any day of the week. And you know, when you think about it for a second, I'm basically living through the 80s and 90s twice. Once as a child and once over here. Or in this case, multiple times, and this is basically the closest thing you can get to a time machine. Oh. I'm pretty sure he's gonna. Oh, I knew he was gonna do that. Oh. Aha. Of course, I didn't spend a whole lot more cores on Superstars than I do this game, because Andre especially is the toughest of them all. But yeah, you gotta love RetroSoft for reviving this game the way it's supposed to be done. Of course, they can't get the license for the WWE, but still, just reliving the classic, just having that retro kind of feel. And this year marks the 30th anniversary of WWF WrestleFest. This game now, forevermore, will stand the test of time to me. No other arcade game can top it, except for maybe Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Simpsons. They're pretty fun to play. I remember playing them in the old. I remember first playing the Simpsons arcade at either a bowling alley or Pizza Hut. But I do remember playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at the Chuck E. Cheese. And much like Superstars, you gotta basically get through the game twice. With the Legion of Doom here being the final bosses of everything. Oh. I was gonna go on the top rope, but I think I went too far away from the ropes. For the most part, it's survival mode, but like I said, for each match, basically you can make it should be called a gauntlet tag team match, because with the certain health you got, That's basically all you get. Your health doesn't refill afterwards. Oh. Dog pile. Didn't know where he was. Got him. Now I gotta defend the titles. The WWF Tag Team Championships. After a number of tough matches, we have a new champion team, Hulk Hogan and Big Boss Man. Now I gotta defend the titles, and the Legion of Doom being the final bosses again. And I think the road's even tougher here. WWF Wrestling Challenge. One of WWF's weekly shows back in the day. And as I said before, I think, if I remember correctly, every one of these superstars in this game has jumped ship to Rival Company World Championship Wrestling, except for maybe Slaughter. Unless I'm missing something. Which I gotta ask is, did Slaughter has Slaughter ever been in WCW? If someone knows, or please, if someone knows it, if he has, please let me know, because like I said, I didn't watch wrestling until the Monday Night Wars back in 97, 98-ish. Back then, I was on, like I said, I was only allowed to watch WCW at the time. But yeah. Right, for a running splash. Look out the running splash. Oh. Boss Man Slam. Got him.
Now go for the next match.
Yeah, I could see them as I could see Hogan and Boss Man as a stable. I could call them Truth, Justice, and the American Way, because that's what they're all about, the American Way. Or we can call them American Made, based off Hogan's WCW theme. Oh, miss. And after all that, he no-sells. Got out of there at the last second. Two of my other favorite go-to superstars are going at it, and they're the legal opponents. They're the legal superstars. Knuckle sandwiches. You're about to do a hard time, buddy. I'm gonna hit him with the stairs. I was gonna hit him with the stairs, but you. 13, 14, oh, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18, woo! Just made it. He's American made. He's American made. He's American made. That's exactly what this tactic will be. It can either be American way or True Justice in the American way, something like that. All you gotta do is add Hacksaw Jim Duggan. They're basically all set. Boss Man Slam. Oh. Man, hard to believe we're getting closer and closer to WrestleCade weekend. Can't wait to go back. Time for the big splash. Where are you, Ultimate Warrior? Let's do this again. Go back and do it again. Oh. Reversal. Let's do it again. There we go. And a leg drop.
Now go for the next match.
But like I said, I haven't met Brooke Hogan. She's a very nice lady. Other superstars I met that are in this game. I met DiBiase. And like I said, I have met Hacksaw Jim Duggan from WWF Superstars. I have met Hacksaw. I've seen Slaughter a few times. Unfortunately, I didn't go to him or Iron Sheik's table, but still, I was running out of money at the time, but still, it's always a nice treat seeing best frenemies, if you would. But unfortunately, due to health concerns, Iron Sheik can no longer travel. He's the original man to call people jabroni. Rock just took more credit of it. I've seen Jake the Snake Roberts. He was at the last WrestleCade, but unfortunately I didn't go to his booth. I think he's about to go to that DDT, or he's going to the figure four. Oh. Time for the leg drop. Oh. Okay, I never really understood this. Every time Hulk Hogan goes for the leg drop, that's it, it's over. But when someone else does the leg drop, especially they kick out at 2 every time. And I never really understood how the leg drop became so powerful enough to finish people. I know Hogan explained it once. It became so popular, he decided to make it his finisher during a match. But still, it doesn't look all that powerful enough to be a finisher. I think it's also something about the execution going to Jake the Snake Roberts DDT. I think there's something about it. The execution of it is basically all that matters. And besides, he's the inventor of the DDT. Basically, quote unquote, invented the DDT. When he hits it, it's basically over. There's no getting out of that. Even though there's been some variations of the DDT over the years. Yeah, these guys are tougher when you have to defend the titles. So basically, go through the roster second time around. Oh, might as well go for a cover. Got him.
Now go for the next match.
Warrior and Quake. '91, such a memorable year. Wrestling was at its peak at the time. Oh. Ah. Thought you were gonna go for a splash, huh? And by the way, this year marks, if I'm doing my math correctly, this marks the 45th anniversary of the Carolina Circle Mall first opening. I want to send a big special shout going out to Billy Cord, the moderator of Nostalgia Mall. He too was a Greensboro, North Carolina boy. We hometown heroes, YouTubers, we gotta stick together. Or 13, 14. Yeah, I remember that mall like it was yesterday. Of course, the best part of the mall was the carousel. I was around during the carousel. I didn't move to Greensboro, North Carolina until I was like, what, 4, somewhere around there. It was 1989. I was 4 at the time, so I didn't move to Greensboro until 1989. That was when, and around that time, 1989, 90-ish. That's when I first became acquainted with the Carolina Circle Mall. The best part of it was the carousel. Every single time we go in that mall, we had to ride the carousel, or as I like to call it, we had to ride the horsey, because carousels, they mainly contain horses. And of course, we would go through the Montgomery Ward entrance, because that was our store. That was our go-to store, and they had everything. They had clothes, they had appliances, furniture, electronics, lawnmowers, everything about it. And if you look at pictures of the Carolina Circle Mall, if you have amazing memories of the Carolina Circle Mall itself, you can see how glitzy and flamboyant it was. It just, all the bright all the bright colors and the butterfly decorations. It was just a place to be. Got him. Definitely a great place to be. And I'm not sure if I've ever been to the Jim Henson voice.
We snack on danger, dine on death. You bury every double-faced thing we say. Yeah!
This is it. Final bosses. Not sure if I have any memories of me going into the Tilt, which is basically the arcade room. But I remember going into Everything is a Dollar, which is the basically typical dollar store. Which is your average everyday dollar store. And of course, one of the main chains there that was found at the Carolina Circle Mall were Belk and Dillard's. I think Ivy's was once a major chain that was the Carolina Circle Mall. But I do remember Dillard's. And as Billy Core as Billicore mentioned, and I remember this firsthand, around 1997-ish, the mall started to deteriorate. And one of the worst things that could happen with me at the mall had happened when the mall got rid of the carousel, and it was replaced with extra food court tables. And yes, the carousel was located at a food court. So that was the worst part of the mall. And I wasn't even aware of how deteriorating the mall was until some of the major stores started closing. And the last one standing, of course, was Montgomery Ward. Hung on until the very end. And the area where the mall used to stand was eventually replaced with a Walmart. I remember going over to Monk's, which was part of the food court. Monk's, they specialize in cheesesteaks and cheeseburgers. I don't think I've ever had anything over at Monk's, although I've been in Monk's once when it's at its current state where in the plaza where the Walmart is. But one of these days I'll try their cheesesteaks and cheeseburgers. But they were founded in 1990. Monk's was founded in 1990 when they were still at the Carolina Circle Mall. I guess in this case, when you're in power-up mode, only Legion of Doom have the right to reverse it. But yeah, as you can see, I won't have to. If this were an actual arcade, I wouldn't have to spend as much money as opposed to Superstars. Which, unless you're coordinated, got to keep depositing truckload quarters every single time, especially when you face off against Megabucks, DiBiase, and Andre. Andre especially. I need to tag out. Which, yeah, these guys are more well-rounded. Legion of Doom. I did see Animal, but unfortunately I didn't go to his table due to money constraints. Just gonna tag out. Trying to get that hot tag. I guess it's too late. Jim Montgomery Ward hung on till the very end. Or as we like to call it, Montgomery Wards. Now, if I remember correctly, they're all 100% online. It's an online retailer now. I'm in a good position too. Oh, come on. Oh, 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 oh. Go for leg drop. Got him. But I'm too close to Hawk. Bossman Slam. And the leg drop. 1, 2. Yeah, I did it.
Now go for the next match.
There is no next match. This is the end. Now we got the final roll call. Curtain call, I guess you could say. Let's see if I made the list. Did I make the list? I made the list. That's because I kept, quote-unquote, depositing money. Well, I guess that's just about it. The WrestleFest weekend comes to a close. And to celebrate the 30th anniversary, speaking of 30th anniversary of WWF WrestleFest, there's another game that's celebrating its 30th anniversary. I'm talking about the one, the only, Sonic the Hedgehog, and that's what we're going to be doing next weekend. Join us next weekend where we go into Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic 2. Until we meet again, maybe say goodbye.